Hello, my friends. This is the Bitcoin 1 month overview for June 2022. It is currently June 5th, 7:14 p.m., June 5th, 2022. So the overall theme and behavior, it's the debauch card. Kind of hard to see because there's so much going on in this reading, but there's a failed attempt to break. There's a failed attempt at resistance. Followed by a decline, like a steep decline, and the theme card is the debauch card. We have we fall through a support to meet a second support, bounce along that support for a bit, and then we break down through multiple supports. It is crossed with a big move to the upside, and I think that's early in the month. So there's a piece of news that comes out over the weekend. On the 1st, a male leader was highlighted. There was a move higher along diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance, meeting secondary resistance, and then pulling back to somewhere between those two. Then there was a decline. There's another rally higher along a diagonal trend line, but then that's met with a decline. Third, we had a trough, an important trough or a prominent trough in the completion of an uptrend. Then we have on the 6th, we have bumping along resistance. Looks like coming out of a trough or at a trough early on. There's one local high, one local low. We're coming out of, we're bumping up along against resistance for the majority of the behavior for that day. There's a fast sudden move higher that marks the end of a period of rotation along the support line. On the 7th, we have a big move to the upside, and we also have a sharp decline, revisiting problems from the past. There's two local highs and one local low. So for local high, local low, what I mean is that if you're looking at a one-day chart of the like for the 7th, if you're looking at the S&P chart for one day for the 7th, you'll see two prominent highs and one prominent low. One of those prominent highs, there'll be a steep decline out of that. The other one is going to form when a fast sudden move higher marks the end of a period of rotation along a support line, and the low is Ace of Wands, Ace of Wands. Looks like likely the same low as we have on the 6th, but out of the low we have a big move to the upside. On the 8th, we successfully turned resistance into new support. On the 9th, there's two local lows, and a prominent crest on a 1 month chart, and then we have a sideways S formation between a horizontal resistance and support. By that I mean you have a decline, an incline, and then you have another decline, and they like are bound within a range of a resistance and a support level. A U-shaped dip near perpendicular diagonal trend lines near one of the lows, and then another big move higher out of one of the lows. It looks like possibly we revisit the lows that we had on that price level, the Ace of Wands price level again on the 6th and the 7th. Yeah, so on the, yeah. Okay, so on the 10th we have an important price level, a technical level that's highlighted, and there should be some like a lull in like volume around that time of that price level. There's two trade opportunities, so it looks like a day trade in here. One takes place around that price level. The other one takes place, looks like, in the midst of a big move to the upside, possibly from some overbought territory, or oversold territory, excuse me. Another trade opportunity on the 13th. This is more of a swing trade opportunity. We have a move higher, a big move higher canceled out by an equal big move lower, so full retracement. On the 14th, we have 2 local highs and 2 local lows, and a prominent crest. This is an opportunity to open up a short position on the 14th. One of the local highs, we'll revisit some past problems, and there'll be a decline, a sharp decline from there. One of the local highs will form when a fast sudden move higher marks the end of a period of sideways rotation. The 2 local lows, one will form with a U-shaped dip. The other one, there will be a notable move to the upside on a one-day chart, moving out of one of those. It is possible that we could be at that same Ace of Wands price level. It's like Ace of Wands, Ace of Wands, Ace of Wands, Ace of Wands, Ace of Wands. I bet you it's a price level. Because what happens here, like, this is debauch mixed with the star card. We're moving higher here, right? I think we probably have a breakout, right? Well, this ruin here says to me breakout right now in the midst of an early rally. And I think that's probably it. This is where we break out, because you have on the 15th, you have the victory card, which signifies a breakout. And so there's also near the high significator for the month is the devil card. So there's also a notable fake out here, or a shakeout, something intentionally being done to shake out inexperienced investors. They probably like get them to jump in, like thinking, oh man, we're breaking out and we're gonna go much higher. So I wouldn't do that. Excuse me. So the local low looks like the local low on the 15th is early in the morning. Looks like we revisit that Ace of Wands price level. Most likely it's the same price level again. It's not always the case, but it will be a move higher out of a local low on the 16th. And there's a U-shaped dip that will form one of the local lows. There's 2 local lows on the 16th. Now that's going to be a rally day where we move higher with increasing momentum as we move forward throughout the day, and we meet the month's high on the we meet the month's high on the 17th, from a move higher along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance and then meeting second resistance before pulling back to somewhere between those 2 price levels. This is also the exit day for the swing trade mentioned on the 13th. In the midst of selling from an overbought peak or crest. In the midst of quite a bit of volatility, we'll hit a resistance level and then we'll break down with increasing volatility as we move throughout the day. The 2 local lows, one's going to be a notable decline. The other one is going to come right off. We're going to have a local low right off of the high. The highs, the high will be brief, and then we'll break down from there to reach a local low. Then we'll have another local low, which will be a steep one. All right, on the 20th, we have a notable, like a prominent reversal. If you're looking at a multi-day chart, there'll be a prominent reversal on the 20th. And one trade opportunity as well, near a high towards the end of the day on the 20th. There'll be a rally, but along a diagonal trend line, and then we'll break down through that diagonal trend line with increasing volatility moving into the end of the day, or moving forward in time from that breakdown. On the 21st, looks like we have a day trade or the close of a trade and the open of another swing trade. It's possible. On the 21st, there's a decline, sideways fluctuations with a bearish trend that precedes a rally. It looks like we go sideways decline, into the 22nd. So the 21st, one of the trade opportunities will be around an important technical level, and the other one will have to do with a big move to the upside from being oversold. And then on the 22nd, we have a month's low. There's a month's low on the 22nd. One local high, a notable decline where we break down through a support, meet a second support, and bounce along that for a bit, and then we break down through multiple supports. And there's a big move here, guys. There's a big move here. Matter of fact, yeah, big move here on the 21st or 22nd, roughly. We have a month's low and a big move out of the month's low. It looks like we revisit a crest. Month's low towards the end of the 22nd, and it looks like we revisit a crest around the day's high on the 23rd, after a big move to the upside to meet it in the midst of some sideways erratic behavior along the same price level, like back and forth between it. One local high there on the 23rd, and it looks like a prominent crest as well, or excuse me, a prominent trough as well in there. On the 24th, we have two local lows. And we have a prominent crest on the 24th. When we're looking at multi-day charts, prominent crest in the midst of some sideways fluctuation with a bullish trend that precedes a decline. One of the local highs will be a big move to the upside out of that, possibly like an upside down J, capital J in the English language. Well, if you took a J and you flipped it, it would be like this, right? Yeah, okay, so, and then the other one will form in the midst of a sideways, of a U-shaped dip that forms where there's perpendicular diagonal trend lines. On the 27th, there's a agreement between two leaders that is highlighted. On the 28th, we have a swing trade opportunity, one local high and one local low. The local high is going to form when we move higher along a diagonal trend line, break through horizontal resistance, meet a secondary resistance, and then we pull back to somewhere between those two. The local low is going to form when we fall from a high that won't be revisited within the time frame of the day. And there's a trade opportunity from around a near overbought peak or crest. Where there's profit taking. Same type of trade opportunity from an overbought peak or crest, or near overbought peak or crest. There's profit taking on the 29th. Two local lows and a big move to the upside on the 29th. So out of a decline, there's a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of a period of decline. Likely we meet the same low or a lower low than we had on the 28th. There's a notable move to the downside, but then we have a fast sudden move higher in the midst of that. Okay, so swing trade here. Could sell at a low, trade at a high here, sell at a low here, buy puts, sell puts on the 29th. And then on the 30th, we have one local high and one local low. Big move out of one of the lows to the upside, and then to reach the local high, there's a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of a period of sideways rotation. Following month, we have important support level that's highlighted. It's going to be a prominent low. And there'll be a prominent low highlighted here at an important support level in the month of July, and from that support level, there's sideways rotation along it, and then increasing momentum and bullish sentiment as we move forward into the month. That's what I see. Well, that's what this card says. I'll have to look closer to really see how much of the month is like this when we look at the July reading. So if you like this sort of stuff, guys, if you want to see more Bitcoin, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. That's how you show your support to us. We do a lot of hard work here, guys. There's people working around the clock to do this. I appreciate those of you hitting the subscribe button. If you've subscribed, you can always go and share with somebody you think it'll help. Much appreciated. We're looking to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark by the end of July. Thanks for watching, my friends. Most importantly, when you make that money, pay it forward. I'll see you on the next one.